Hello everyone. So I found myself in need of a quick thank you card, and I decided I'll probably make several of these so I can have them on hand because they just turned out so cute. And so I want to show you how I made this one. I started out with a card base that measures 8.5 by 4 5/8, and I went ahead and scored that right down the middle. And before I fold it though, I'm actually going to grab my cuttlebug and do a little bit of quick embossing on it. So I have my A plate, 2 beads, and my embossing folder. I'm using this Cuttlebug Swiss Dots folder. I'm just going to slide this on. Actually going to do it all the way to the top, and my dots will just line up perfectly. Just like that. And in between my 2 plates. And I'll go ahead and feed that right through. Whoops, hopefully I'm still on the shot here. And then there are my Swiss dots, which I'll go ahead and fold down now. Don't want to press too hard because we've got our impression there. And I'm actually going to grab some archival Moonlight White ink and just go over the top of it. And it's always a good idea to stick some paper underneath so you don't ruin your surface. Brighten it up a little bit. Brush the sides a little bit. Okay. And then once you've done your main base, we can do the white piece that goes on top. And to do that, I took a piece of white paper that measures, what is this, 5 5/8 by 4 1/4, and then I went ahead and scored it at 4 1/4, so if you can see my score line there, so it'll fold down just like that. And this is going to go on top of this. And I'm grabbing this punch that I'm just in love with these days, my Martha Stewart lattice punch. Just going to punch the bottom real quick here. And then this will just fit right on top, just like that. But before I do that, I want to show you how I made this grid paper that's right behind my card. And to do that, I took another piece of white cardstock, and this measures I think it's just 4 by 5 1/4. And so I'm going to grab my Martha Stewart scoring tool here. Make sure I'm in the shot here. And I'm going to line it up with the 3.5 inch mark, but before I do that, I'm actually going to just follow that line so I can see where it is. And I can know that my points are lined up. And then at the 3.5 mark, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, and we'll go the other direction and hit the 2, 2.5. And the 1.5, and a half. And then you can turn it. Do the same thing again. Find my 3.5 mark. Point my point at it. Go ahead and go down that. Make sure you don't press too hard because your paper will cut if you score too deeply. And I had trouble with that when I first started. And my 6.5 mark. Coming back at my 2.5, quickly here. 1.5, and then my half mark. And once I've done that, get that out of the way, I'm going to grab my piece of scratch paper again here. And I'm using some Pear Pizzazz. That's the cardstock I'm using today since it all matches. Grab a little inking tool here. Ink this up, and then we'll just rub in circles. Just cover this, and the grid lines will start to show up. And I'm doing this probably a little darker than I'd like, actually. I'm just going to try and smooth it out until I get what I like. It's up to you how dark or light you go. And when it dries, it'll be a little bit lighter. And then when you feel like you're pretty even, and you like what you've got, we're just going to cut this right in half. Close up my ink. So to cut that in half, you just cut it at 2 5/8. And I have a piece right here that I've already cut in half, so it's all ready to go. So we'll set that aside. And this is fun because you should try doing the other side as well, and you get a completely different look. So we'll pull our pieces back. So this is going to go right here. But before I do that, I'm actually going to grab a quick little gel pen and make some fun little dots. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see those, but I'm going to make dots on top of each of these crisscrosses. Something that will probably be seen a lot easier in person when you make it yourself. But I felt like it just really added to the card, pulled out the white a little bit more. So I'm sad if you can't see it. Okay, and so once we've done that, we can do our butterflies. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this first. Grab my ATG gun. Line this up. We can go ahead and close our flap. Just like that. And then I can actually go ahead and, well, you know, I'm going to wait a second before I stick that on. I want to use my thank you stamp first, I think. So I'm going to just grab a quick little strip of paper here that measures 4 by 1 1/4, and I have a Hero Arts thank you stamp, and I'm also using the Tim Holtz clear embossing distressing. So we'll just go ahead and ink up our stamp. I'll try and stamp it in the middle. And once we've done that, I can stick it on another piece of paper here. Go ahead and use some, this is my all night media, but you can use whatever clear embossing powder you have. Clear or even white would be super cute. Actually, I shouldn't check that yet. Go ahead and tap, tap, tap. I'm just flicking it over here to make sure I get all of the embossing powder off of it before I emboss on it. Go ahead and feed this back into my container. And we'll go ahead and emboss our quick little thank you. Where's my gun? Which won't take too long. There we go. And once it's all done, it looks all pretty and shiny. I'm going to grab my Tim Holtz paper distresser and just go around the edge of that real quickly. I just love that roughed up look. It's a lot easier than we used to have to tear it or use a tearing ruler. This is so much easier because I'm not trying so hard to get my cut accurate. I already have my accurate cut, and now I just have to just go around it. And then I also grabbed a gel pen and did some quick little dashed lines around it, which again you may not be able to see really well on camera. But I just thought it really pulled the white into the card. So some quick little faux stitching. Or you could even go to your sewing machine, which would be super cute also. So that's going to go right here. But before we do that, let's do our butterflies. And I've gone ahead and done 3 of them already, but I want to show you how I made them. Or I've done 4. I just used this Martha Stewart butterfly punch. I'm going to go ahead and punch a couple for you real quick so you can see what I did. I just used my fingernails to crease the sides by where the wings and the body meet. And you can fold it. Grab a little bit of quick dry adhesive. A little bead of glue in the middle. Put these together, and these make those great dimensional butterflies that I love. Quick pressure. And we can open them up. They're so cute. And in the middle of all of my little butterflies, I added a little pearl. Now I just get my pearls from Michael's. They have a Recollections brand that's inexpensive, and you can get a bunch of them at once, which I love. In fact, I'll show you real quick. Comes in a little package like this and has 480 pearls. So you get a really good deal. Okay, so we've got our butterflies all ready. And I'm going to go ahead and pop dot up my sentiment. Just like this. And then we can put our little butterflies on, and I just glued those on also. Made it so much easier. Do one right here. And in the center. Give those a second to dry, and then we'll fluff them up a little bit. And one here in the corner. And then on the back of this, I also stuck some pop dots. So this is just really simple, but it's got a lot of fun techniques. I love doing the embossing and using punches, and creating your own background is so much fun. And then we'll just go ahead and center this. Sometimes you just gotta stand up to get things to line up correctly. And refluff up our cute little butterflies, and just such a simple and yet elegant thank you card. So thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment or a question, and have a wonderful day. Hopefully it's sunny where you are. It's gorgeous here. Anyhow, leave me a post, and thanks for watching. Bye.